So I have literally no idea what I'm doing right now. I mean, I know what I'm doing right now. I am filming a tutorial on what I do for my skin and makeup process. So, it's the first time I've ever done it. It's gonna be super awkward because why can't I not make it super awkward? And I really don't know what I'm doing in terms of skincare and makeup. So it's kind of what I've like mashed together as a complete ignorant person. I don't even know what words I'm using right now. It's not going to be cool. It's not going to be smooth. It's not going to be pretty. I mean, hopefully at the end, when the makeup's on, it will be pretty. And it's probably going to be too long because I talk too much. So anyway, I'm just going to quickly walk through what I do to get my skin ready for makeup in the morning. Most of the time, I have 20 to 30 minutes to get ready before I log into work. I work from home. This is my actual setup. I know my background sucks. Maybe someday I'll do something about that if anybody actually cares to watch these. At night, I wash my face, and I use a Juice Beauty Stem Cellular Anti-Wrinkle Booster Serum that I got from Ipsy in their glam bag. And then this I just added this week because it just came this week, also in the glam bag, Luna Sleeping Night Oil. And I don't know if that's backwards. I don't know anything about anything. So good luck watching this. So I'd like to always have a facial towelette from Costco is my favorite because they're cheap and I can get a lot of them for a little bit of money. Because when you're 40 and you have 2 kids and a husband and pets and a full-time job, even if it's in your house, it's nice to be able to do things that are cheap and you get a lot of them and you don't have to run around spending a lot of time. I am not a fan of shopping, so having Ipsy bags show up every month, once a month, is actually really nice. So I just wipe down my face. Usually they're a little too wet, but anyway, I leave them sitting to the side because I use the wipe throughout the makeup process because I'm messy. I'm a messy makeup person. Also, I am very nearly blind in my left eye and almost as bad in my right eye, so I can't see well at all. So most of the time I'm doing this totally blind, so my makeup's not perfect, and I don't know what you're gonna see on this video because my makeup's not perfect and I'm not perfect and nothing about this is gonna be pretty, except again hopefully at the end. All right. So I use this CeraVe vitamin C, can't read it, serum. You're not supposed to put it on your eyes. I don't know if you're supposed to use this at night or in the morning or whatever, but I use it in the morning. I put it on before I put on anything else on my skin. I don't know if it's, again, the right thing to do or not. I'm sure that, you know, if any real like beauty experts ever watch this video, they'll probably be horrified at what I do to my skin. But you know what? It's been working pretty well for me. And, you know, I have this little blemish that just popped up on my nose today. But otherwise, my skin is usually pretty clean, blemish free, and I only have a couple of age spots that are actually from my glasses. From the sun shining through my glasses because I'm an idiot and didn't wear sunscreen. So wear sunscreen, kids. So then I follow up the vitamin C serum with this Hey Honey Look Into My Eyes Retinol and Propolis Eye Mask. It's a leave-on mask. Again, don't know about the order of things. This is just the way I do it, and if I'm wrong, I'm sure you'll tell me. And since you can't get the vitamin C serum anywhere near your eyes, I feel like this is a good follow-up that I just kind of gently, using my ring finger, spread around my eyes. Because at 40, since I turned 40 in February, I've started to get those little tiny wrinkles all along here, and you know, it's a little bit loose around my eyes if I'm not raising my eyebrows, which I do all the time. I get little baggy kind of things on the corners of my eye, but this, I've noticed, has been tightening things up, and so has my new nighttime regimen thing. Anyway, so if you're a lot younger than 40 and your eyes haven't started to sag, please start using this stuff already. Today I'm going to add a couple of products that I, again, just got in my Ipsy Glam bag. This one's the Glam Glow Bright Eyes. It's an illuminating anti-fatigue eye cream. I don't know if you can see that because I can't see. It's all blurry to me. So I'm just going to try this out real quick. Probably don't need to double up on products. I don't know. I watch these beauty tutorials and there's like 5,000 products that they use, and I'm like, first of all, how can you afford all that stuff? And I'm sure that a lot of the people who are influencers or whatever, they get it for free, or they just spend their YouTube money, but I can't imagine that people are really making that much money on YouTube anymore. I don't know. It's all the stuff that I've heard from people that I watch on YouTube. I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. I use the CeraVe moisturizing cream, which is probably way too heavy for my skin, but I only use it on the days after I shower, because I shower every other day. That's another story which we'll go through when I do the hair tutorial. But anyway, I just kind of spread it on the back of my hand to like, whatever. And then I've got this Cryo ATP Sports Booster by 111 Skin. I don't know if I'm going to say all these names right because I'm not a makeup person. I mean, I am. I do it all the time, but like, I'm not, I don't know. What am I talking about? So you're supposed to put a couple of drops in with your moisturizer. So I'm doing that and kind of mixing it together, and then I'm putting it on my face. Now, this moisturizer does not have sunscreen in it. So if I'm going to be spending time outside, which generally I don't, and that's because I don't actually go outside for anything right now since I work from home and I have an 18-year-old who does all the grocery shopping. And I'm very, very grateful for him. But generally I'm trapped inside the house. But if I do go outside, I do put on sunscreen and make sure I get good coverage. So this is all being put on very gently because you don't want to pull too much on your skin or your face or whatever. So once all that's done, that's just the basic skincare, and really when I'm not jabbering on about it, it takes a very short amount of time to just throw it all on, especially since I'm used to the routine at this point, and I only just added that Glam Glow thing today. But anyway, I have a dual action primer by Monica Ann Beauty that I like a lot. It is a bit glittery, which some people seem to find offensive, namely my 17-year-old niece, who is in cosmetology school, and actually if she ever sees this, which she probably will if she makes it through the whole thing, I don't know. You know, those of us with ADHD don't really have a long attention span. But anyway, she'll probably tell me I did everything in the wrong order, and I did it all wrong, and everything I'm using is wrong. But she's also very, very supportive and very loving, and she has been really helpful in learning how to do certain things like my eyebrows, which are a big deal apparently, that I didn't realize until she told me all about how big of a deal it is. So I literally just put way too much on me. But there we go. That's what that is. So this is just prepping my face to, as my sister would put it, prepping my face canvas for the paint that's gonna go on it. So I'm just gonna pause the video for a second. You won't experience any kind of downtime, but I gotta get all this stuff put in order that I'm gonna use it because I can't actually see what I'm doing. So hold please. Okay, so I think I have everything set up in the order that I need them, or that I use them. Like, again, don't know if other people use this stuff in the same order that I do, but this is what I've found works for me. And I think that if you're gonna be playing around with makeup, and beauty and taking care of your skin and all that, you gotta find what works for you. So another thing that came in an Ipsy glam bag, and I actually, there's very few products that I've reordered because I love them so much. This is one of them. Yensa Color and Face Skin on Skin BC Concealer. This one is in light neutral, which I feel like is a little bit too light for me right now, but that's only because I've spent time in the sun. I don't know if you can tell, ordinarily I'm a little paler than this. So I just put that under my eyes and across my eyelids to kind of prepare for my eyeshadow. And this is almost out, so I did just order it. This is the first time I'm placing an order for this. But I do like it. I like the coverage. I think it's really great. I like having it as a base for my eye color and for my under eye. I don't really like get bags, like I don't want to brag about it, but I do get a little bit purple sometimes if I'm super duper tired. I don't generally sleep very well anyway, so it's just nice to have that little bit of extra protection. And I didn't account for when I was getting this all set up is that I need this mirror a lot closer because I'm blind. And I hope this is coming across, because like if I'm just talking to myself, but yeah, that's the other thing. I go up my nose, not up my nose, but like I have this red spot that I've had on the tip of my nose since I was 18 years old. And so I just tap it on there, kind of let it dry out, because when I come back with my foundation, I want to make sure that this is covered as much as possible. Like that red spot's definitely gotten worse as I've gotten older, and I probably should go get it looked at. And I will, just not quite at this moment. So for my eye color, I'm going to do a very simple look because this is about like the whole routine from beginning to end. So I'm just going to do something super simple. This is a Sephora eyeshadow palette that my niece gave me, different niece, 30-year-old niece, that she gave me for Christmas, this last Christmas, and I love it. So thank you, Allison. I really appreciate it. I've used it a lot. It's great neutrals, and I have a good time playing around with it. So I generally start with like the middle color that I'm going to use, and I either pick the big kind of puffy eyeshadow. I don't know the names of these things either, so good luck. These are these are, I don't know the actual name of the brand. MOTD, does anybody know? I don't know. It's got MOTD, and this pencil is called the Masterpiece Crease pencil brush. And the other one that I use the most is the Sultry Smudge. I love the name. And then I also use the Straight to the Point brush that has like the little angle on it. And then if we want to get into the details, it's No Fudge Just Smudge, which is this teeny tiny brush. So I have hooded eyes, so I struggle a lot with applying eyeshadow. Can't do and think about two things at the same time. Another problem with ADHD. Anyway, so I'm gonna go with a middle-ish color, which is just this kind of brown. I don't know if you can actually see, because I can barely see. Everything's blurry. I'm going to keep stressing the fact that I am mostly blind in this eye and very nearly as bad in the right eye. So good luck, I guess. So here we go. We're just gonna kind of blendy. And smudge it out. Play around with it. Have a good time. Just keep blending. Blendy. Do the other eye, because I like to do sisters. Since I'm blind, I get this side looking kind of the way I want it to look, and then I go to the other side because it's easier to follow what's happening over here, or what's happening over here when I have a pattern on this. Just so you know, because right now with how far the mirror is away from my face, everything's blurry. So it all looks fantastic, and it may look terrible. I just don't know till I can get in closer. And right now when I'm just kind of laying down color, I'm not going to get in closer because it takes too long. So this is really about just throwing on makeup before I go to work and you know, spending 20 to 30 minutes just throwing makeup on. So then, oh, I didn't even show you what color, and I didn't clean off the brush. So I'm doing, I think it's this color, purple. It's a purpley glittery kind of color. Then I'm going to do dark. There we go. And I keep a paper towel down here. Another thing my cosmetology niece showed me is so that I can get the color off of the brush that I'm using if I want to continue to use the same brush. And right now, because I'm kind of doing a purpley smoky eye kind of thing that I'm getting super aggressive on, I'm just going to keep using the same giant brush because it's fun. And who really cares? I mean, as long as it looks reasonably decent, right? I mean, that's the goal, right? Maybe I shouldn't have started with such a dark brown. I don't know. I'm just playing around. That's really what's happening right now. Just playing around. Playing around. All right, now I'm gonna come in with a super light color. This one, could I be more awkward? Probably. And I'm gonna kind of lighten up what's going on here, because I'm not a huge fan of how dark this just got, because I'm just doing kind of an everyday quick makeup look. So that's the good thing about blending eyeshadow colors, is you can easily lighten up a look if you're not happy with how dark it's turning out. There's also the magic tool called the makeup wipe. So if you really hate what's going on, you can just wipe it off and start over again. Unfortunately, again, when I'm in the morning getting ready for work, I don't really have the luxury of wiping it all off and starting all over again. So I just kind of have learned how to go with the flow and get rid of things that I don't like. So I've really lightened up that color, and now I'm going to switch to my good old sultry smudge brush. I don't know if you can tell, it's a little more fine, and I'm going to go back to this purpley color and just kind of darken it up a little down here, because my hooded eyes look more open if I have a darker color right here. So that's what I always try to focus on, is pulling some color up here to fake bigger eyes. And isn't that what everybody wants? Bigger eyes. Except people who have big eyes, which that's not my struggle. And then I pull it down underneath my eye, because I always like to kind of line my eyes with smudgy color. And this is the pattern that works for me, whether I'm doing, you know, super bright colors and fun looks, or just like a smoky daytime eye. And again, I am, you know, dark hair, dark eyebrows, dark eyes for the most part. I tend to look more dramatic whenever I do makeup. You know, even when it's just a really simple look, everything seems to look a little more dramatic on me than it does on other people. And I'm sure there's plenty of other people that with the dark eyes, dark hair, dark everything, that it's the same way. I don't know. What am I talking about? So anyway, I've got a lot of color on here now, and I'm pretty happy with like the current situation that's going on, even though I can't really see what I'm doing. So if I get a little too aggressive and I fling color around, I just take my wipe and I wipe it off. And that's the beauty of carrying around a makeup wipe. And I can pull up some of this color, sharpen up the lines here. And that's going to make me a lot happier. And I don't have to do, you know, tricks like with tape or whatever. It's just a makeup wipe. And then I can, and I just do it gently so I'm not removing all of the stuff that I put. I mean, I'm sure I removed some of it, but. And then I can go back in with my concealer and put a little bit on to make up for what came off. And I don't have to do this every time. It's just if I get too aggressive or if I'm not paying attention, or sometimes the eyeshadow palettes are a little bit messy with the product. So, you know, as careful as you try to be to keep it from flinging all over your cheeks, it still flings all over your cheeks. So we're just putting on a little more coverage here. All right, so foundation time. I don't actually really use a foundation. I mean, I guess I do. This is CoverGirl and Olay Simply Ageless 3-in-1 foundation. I use it every day, and I've learned the best way for me, because it can be a little fussy, and it can't, when you put the powder on it, it can flake off and like roll up and whatever. So I have to let it set for a little bit. I don't know if this is a normal thing or not, because so many of the YouTube tutorials, they don't talk anymore. They just, or like TikTok tutorials, it's all about flashes and bangs and like, look, I've just shoved all this product all over my face and I'm not going to tell you how to do it or what to do or whatever. And as a mom and a working mom, I don't have a lot of time to spend watching 30-minute YouTube tutorials. I'm sorry about this. I'm judging people as I'm making a 30-minute YouTube tutorial video, but I am going to try to cut it down if I can figure out how to do that. Like, I am not, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing. But anyway, so I do a lot of patting. Oh, and I'm sure you're all gasping that I'm putting it on with my fingers, but hello, ladies. How much product have I used up and lost into a sponge or into a brush? I'm not doing that anymore. So I literally use my fingers. You know, God gave me my fingers and they work really well. And I'm able to feel where it's going, especially for someone who's blind. It's very helpful to be able to feel where it's going. And then I can double check in the mirror when I have to get super close, or when I can get super close to the mirror. And try not to make a mess too much of what's going on. Get up into my hairline a little bit, because, you know, I'm not as tan inside my hairline. And then extra, I bring down my neck. Blendy, blendy, blendy. So, this, you know, again, makeup wipe, wipe it off my hand, wipe it off my hand, and I'm all clean again. Paper towel comes in handy, having this stuff right here. My shirt keeps like flinging all over the place, so just ignore that. And I'm going to put on a teeny tiny bit more concealer because sometimes the foundation kind of rubs off what I put on. So I'm just making extra super sure that I've got the coverage I want. I don't judge myself for this. I don't think you should judge yourself for it either. If you want to put concealer on 15 times like I do, go for it. If you want to just put it on at the end because you're better than me, go ahead. I'm not judging. I do what makes me happy and what I feel works for me. So, plus I don't really like to be super white right here, but I guess that's what's happening today. It's so hard to tell because I can't actually see. Sorry, I know I keep stressing that, but like, I feel like it's probably pretty obvious. All right, eyeliner. So Ipsy sends eyeliners to me all the time, and I love them. I have not bought an eyeliner in ages because usually I have one that I am very happy with that comes from Ipsy. My favorite one right now, and this is the second time I've gotten a sugar eyeliner, and I just love them. So Ipsy, if you're watching, I would love to have more sugar eyeliners. They're amazing. But maybe it'll be one of those products that I actually go back and buy myself. But again, I've got like 3 more. I have several in other Ipsy bags that are waiting in the wings. And so like this one from Illamasqua, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I'm guessing Illamasqua. I don't know if you can read that. I sure can't. It has kind of a fatter tip. I don't know if you can tell. I'm going to show you compared to the sugar tip. There's sugar and Illamasqua right next to each other. I prefer the thinner, longer tip, but this one's good for filling in these little baggy creases that happen. This is going to be a mess. I'm just warning you. It is so hard to put on eyeliner. And, oh, and here's the other one I have. EM Cosmetics Illustrative Eyeliner. It also has a nice long thin tip. I use these interchangeably because I'm putting them on over eyeshadow. So they tend to get a little dry and blotchy as I'm trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing. So I try to be very forgiving of myself when I'm putting on eyeliner because this is very, very hard because I'm blind. I don't have contacts right now. I'm working on getting them again. Hopefully it'll be a totally different story once I have contacts, but you can't put on eyeliner when you're wearing glasses. And so I have to get as close as I can to the mirror and just do my best, especially with my left eye. So here we go. I always start in the inside corner. I know other people start from the outside corner and go out and up. But I like to get that inside corner and across the top of my lid done. And that's way too fat, but that's okay. Just be forgiving because it really isn't going to matter in the long run. Who's going to be that close to your face that they're going to be like, oh my God, your eyeliner line is so fat? Usually only my 17-year-old niece, right? So be nice to yourselves. And I do kind of try to get them to match even when I screw up on the other side, and I make it a little fatter on this side. Just to match. Matchy matchy. Happy little eyeliner lines. So now this one's starting to get a little dry, so I'm going to switch to the other one. And I'm going to pull up from, again, I do a cat eye because it's dramatic and I love it, and it makes me feel like my hooded eyes open up a little more. You don't have to do it this way. I'm probably even doing it wrong. Who knows what's the right way to do a cat eye? All of those awesome, beautiful women and men that do amazing TikTok and YouTube tutorials that I don't have time to pay attention to. So I just do what I think looks good on me, and you can figure out what looks good on you. No judgment here. So here we go. And then I pull it down. Pull it down. Draw up. And pull it down. And then I kind of just fill it in. Fill it in, fill it in. Oh, there's child. Hello, child. And now my eye's watering. Hold on. Okay, so I got distracted by my child, the 12-year-old, not the 18-year-old, and pulled it a little too far down, but that's okay. We'll just, again, be forgiving. Love yourself. Nobody's really paying that close of attention to you, except maybe your 17-year-old cosmetology student niece. And maybe your 12-year-old, because he's just as hypercritical, because he's in middle school. Anyway, kind of pulled that down into the bottom, whatever. My eyes get super leaky when I'm doing this. So again, be super forgiving. Just let them do whatever they're going to do. That's what I do. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm supposed to do the wing. Here we go. Go in for the wing. You can't actually see what I'm doing, but that's okay. Pulling it up. And so I can see better, I'm not pulling this one down like I do on my left eye. And again, we're going with sisters, not twins, people. Sisters, not twins. Don't be hard on yourself. It's a little farther up on that side. Up and pull it down under here. And I'm reasonably happy with that. I can't actually see that well. Time for touch-ups later. Now it's time to set everything on my face with some setting powder. So I just got this one. I had been using a loose powder by e.l.f., but I wasn't a huge fan of it with this 3-in-1 foundation, because if I didn't let the foundation set long enough, it would pill up, and also the e.l.f. loose powder kind of just flaked. And I'm not trying to rag on them. Maybe I was using it wrong or had it in humidity for too long or something. I don't know. But I wasn't that happy with it. So I used it up because that's what I do, because I'm cheap. Frugal, that's what we want. That's the kind word that we want to use. My brush is losing hairs. No, it's not. But I just got this one, again, from Ipsy. It's called Watermelon Burst Setting Powder from Ciate. Don't judge me too hard. But it's okay. You judge me, I'll judge you. So I'm going to get a little bit. And I like to kind of pack it into the brush. I don't know if that's a thing people do anymore, but this is what I learned to do with using mineral powder foundations. Oh my God, it smells so good. It really smells like watermelon. Oh my God, it smells so good. Oh, I love when makeup smells amazing. So winner right here, Ciate London, or whoever you are. I love you. I love this. It smells so good. And I'm pretty happy with how it's going on too. So win-win, win-win-win. And this may be another one that I use all the time. And actually, ooh, and it's kind of sparkly. Can I just say, I love things that glitter and sparkle. I'm just thrilled with them. So, again, don't know if this is right or wrong, but it works for me. I'm very, very happy with that. Yes, there you go. There's the box. It's probably backwards. I'm so sorry. Watermelon Burst setting powder made me super happy. Okay. So this finishing touches and all that. Not as much of an in order kind of thing. I just kind of do what feels right. Throw on some mascara. This is Benefit. Their Real mascara. It's a sample that I got in Ipsy. I'm using it up because I've had it for a little while, and it's about time to move on to the next mascara that I got in an Ipsy bag. Because again, just like the eyeliner, I'm pretty frequently getting mascaras and I love it. I haven't bought a new mascara in a long time because I always have one waiting. And I think Ipsy plans that. So again, Ipsy, if you're watching, I think that's brilliant that you plan that when it's time for us to throw away our old mascara or our old eyeliner, you've got a new one that's just come in. This is not pretty. I know that. I know watching people put on mascara is not pretty, and usually they cut these parts out, and maybe I'll figure out how to edit videos and cut out the boring parts. But, you know, I'm gonna be real here, and this is really, really real what I do every day. Every morning. The eyeshadows might change, the colors might change, and the products might get switched out, but this is really, really what I do. And my lashes are kind of long, so a lot of times I whack right up into my eyeshadow with some color, a little bit of blending under the eyes very gently. Don't pull on the skin down there. Kind of blend it in if you get yourself. And then we're going to do one more little application. I have never used fake lashes because it's one of those steps that's like a little bit beyond my skill level. Maybe at some point I'll figure it out, but I feel like I have pretty long and pretty thick lashes just on my own. So I probably would be happier if I got a lash curler. Just have never really done that. So it is an attractive look, but I think you can see I just whacked my eyelids again with my eyelashes as they were still wet. So now I got another bit of dampness there. Anyway, that's it's also the hooded eye. It's not just that my eyelashes, I'm not like sitting over here bragging, oh, I got like the longest eyelashes, the ever eyelash. No, it's the hooded eyelids too that my eyelashes whack into. But it does make me feel kind of good. I'm just saying. Okay, so next, a little highlighter. It's called Do Me, D-E-W, me. And it is by Estate Cosmetics, and this is another Ipsy favorite. I love it. I've used it tons and tons and tons. I use it just about every single dang day. And I grab one of those small, puffy, ooh, look at that. I need to clean this brush for reals. For reals, yo. Need to clean this brush. Masterpiece crease brush. Gonna go right in here along my brows and put a little highlighting powder up there. And I'm gonna run it down my nose. Whoop. Cause that's fun. And I'm gonna run it along here. And then this one goes across the top of my lip too. Real quick. Boop, 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 boop. All done. That's the highlighter. Should I do brows next? I'll do brows next, and then we'll do bronzer and contouring with my bronzer palette, which is probably wrong, but I do it because it works for me. Again, it's not about right or wrong, it's about what works for you, right? right? It's makeup. How serious can you possibly be? So, oh, I didn't tell you what this was. This is Billion Dollar Brows Brow Butter Brow Pomade Taupe, in taupe, because it's actually a really perfect color for how dark my eyebrows are. I've struggled a lot with this. My eyebrows are so dark. Black is too black. Tan is too light. So I gotta have like this dark brown perfect color, and this one works really well. This is another thing that's super hard to do when you're blind. But I get really close to the mirror and I just start drawing them on. Now, a lot of people have like a billion things that they do to their eyebrows to make them look perfect. I have very, very thick brows, as you can see. Lots of hair. I spend a lot of time plucking, although not as much now as I did when I was younger. I grew up in the 90s because I am 40 this year. So I was a teenager in the 90s when it was cool to have super thin brows. So you can imagine how long it took me to pluck away all of this hair to get those sparsely populated brows that we had in the 90s. But I did it because that's what you did. So believe me when I tell you, I am thrilled about the fact that we get to have nice hefty brows, because I really don't have to do a whole lot with them. They actually grow in a really nice way. So I don't have to work that hard at like brushing them or anything. I just kind of run this through whenever I feel like it or remember to do it. I just run this through. That's literally all I do, besides plucking. And I fill in the other side. At one point, when I was pregnant with my 12-year-old back in 2007, I did let my eyebrows grow out because I had cancer at the time. We'll get into that another time. I'm not going to like go into detail about it, but I had cancer at the time, and it was my second pregnancy, and I was really tired all the time. I was working full-time at a really high-pressure job, and had a 5, how old was Charlie? 2007, 5 years old. He was 5. Had a 5-year-old, and long commute and all of that. Had to get home, cook dinner, pick him up from daycare, you know, all that stuff while I was pregnant. Not that I'm complaining. A lot of women have it harder than I did. But I didn't have a lot of time for self-care. So I let my eyebrows grow out. And I did get the caterpillar brow. I spent a lot of time plucking out the center part. Again, not as much as I used to. But after I had James, that's my 12-year-old, I spent a lot of time plucking all the hairs out. But since then, I've kept it up very regularly. I have not grown them out again, so that's 12 years that I've been plucking my brows regularly. So they actually have stopped growing in quite so much. And I do have some patchy bits, so I kind of fill those in. And again, we're going for sisters, not twins. So as close as you can get, and being blind, sorry I keep mentioning that, but it does make it a little more complicated. And things are not quite perfect. And my niece will probably tell me I did everything wrong. But again, as much as I say she's super critical, she's also really super supportive and loving, and she is very encouraging. And we have a really good time when we get together and play with makeup. So, Miss Jules, I love you terribly much, and I'm very, very grateful for you, and I hope you approve of my new brows. They are a little dark right now. I don't know if it's just because I'm paying too much attention to them or what, but I'm going to stop touching them right now and leave them be and put the rest of the color on my face. So, this is another Ipsy purchase. Came in an Ipsy glam bag. I just started getting the Ipsy Glam Bag in January, and it's the best $25 a month that I've ever spent. I was like, I'll just do it once, and if I hate it, I'll cancel it. It's no big deal. But I actually super duper love the products that I'm getting in this thing, and I feel like I'm getting an amazing deal. So I'm not going to cancel it right now because I just really love it. Anyway, this is Nomad's Kiss of Sun palette. And it's a bronzing palette, but I use it for contour. I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to be using it for. Again, who's to say what's right or wrong? Probably the people who make it. But this is what I do. So I start with the light highlighter one. It's called Balmoral Beach. They're all named after beaches in Sydney, Australia, which I think is amazing and I love it. And I would love to go to Australia someday when we're out of a pandemic. I don't know if I put it in the right places, but I have a good time doing it, and I run it down my neck. Now, I spend a lot of time on video calls since we're all in a pandemic, and a lot of us are doing Zoom and stuff like that. Oh, I forgot my cheek color. Let me get this under. You know, I'm a girl of the 90s, so that's what we do. I forgot my cheek color. I always put that on first. It's because I'm distracted because I'm doing this tutorial and I feel like I'm a lunatic. Kaleido Cosmetics. This is another Ipsy purchase. It's almost gone. Kaleido, I'm gonna buy it. I love this color. I love the blush. It's so amazing. Again, it's got a little bit of sparkle. I love to sparkle all day long. And it's just the right shade of pink that makes me so happy. And I'm a kind of pink person. Like anytime I do anything, like even just moving around, I turn pink. So it actually matches my pink, my natural pink color really well. And I've always struggled with that, getting the blushes to match my pink color. So good on you, Kaleido Cosmetics. Again, don't know if I'm saying that right, but whatever. So now we do a little bit of contouring along the sides of my face and up into my hairline here. Here we go. Up into my hairline and down. And that's with this darker color called Manly Beach. And by the way, Nomad Cosmetics, I will be buying this one too because I absolutely love it. And then I do a little contouring along here because I spend so much time on video calls that I need to make my face look thinner because I don't always have a ring light, which is a brand new purchase that I bought intending to use for my Instagram photos. But then I had a lot of people going, why don't you make an actual tutorial? So I was like, all right, fine, I'll do an actual tutorial, whatever. So that's what's happening right now. I'm sorry, we should stop talking about that. And then I kind of just add shades along my neck, kind of thin it out and pretend that I'm not as fat as I actually am. But I'm not fat. I have fat. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because I am beautiful. No matter what they say. Right, Christina Aguilera? So I just kind of pop color around my face. And at this point, I can put on my glasses and I can see what a disaster I am. No. It actually looks really good. Ooh, I forgot. I always kind of run the darker color along the side of my nose to kind of thin it out, even though I don't feel like I have a very fat nose. But I've seen that's what the YouTube people or the TikTok people do. So I figured I might as well get in line. The last thing is lip color, right? I think I've done it all. So again, this is an Ipsy sample that I got. I used it totally up. I am now on my third full tube of this. This is a brand new one. Real Her moisturizing lipstick. I'm so sorry, it's kind of a mess. Real Her moisturizing lipstick. This color is the deep mauve color called Girl Power. I love how empowering they are. I love their lip colors. I love the staying power of this. And it really is moisturizing. Oh, I really kind of overdid it with the highlighter there. And I don't work too hard at like making it too perfect because again, this is 20 minutes makeup before I start work. And I've got Pixi Skin Treats Glow Mist with Propolis and Argan Oil. This is the Nourishing Mist. It's a setting spray. Got from Ipsy in the glam bag. Shake it up. Spray it on. Yes. Grab something hanging around on my desk and fan it to dry. We're all having a good time, aren't we? Aren't we? Good time. Put on my glasses again so I can see. Everything looks shiny and new. And here we're gonna do the magic of my hair, which again, we'll do a hair tutorial later. All this long, dark hair that needs to dry. And I'm ready for work. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys again maybe.